Thanks for joining me for this week's Silent Sunday Night feature. I'm Jacqueline Stewart, coming to you from the University of Chicago, my alma mater and the place where I'm currently a professor. Alfred Hitchcock is a director who is probably best known for his big-budget Hollywood thrillers of the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. Films like Notorious, Rear Window, Vertigo, North by Northwest, and Psycho. But as TCM fans know, his start as a filmmaker came in England decades earlier. His silent films may have featured lesser-known stars, at least to American audiences, but they were no less effective. To that point, the star of our next movie was Ivor Novello. He was not well known in the US, but was a matinee idol in the UK. From 1927, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, it's a thriller called Downhill. Earlier the same year, Novello starred in another thriller directed by Hitchcock, one the filmmaker himself dubbed the first true Hitchcock movie. That film was The Lodger. Their partnership was so successful they reunited for Downhill, which Novello actually co-wrote with Constance Collier based on their own play. In the story, Novello plays a young man whose life starts to spiral out of control after he's wrongfully blamed for a crime. It's a common theme in Hitchcock films, how one seemingly small event often plunges his ordinary characters into unusually suspenseful situations. Ivor Novello had many talents. In addition to being an actor and writer, he was also a composer and songwriter, responsible for a popular World War I anthem in England called Keep the Home Fires Burning. But perhaps most impressive of all, Novello was openly gay and in a long-term relationship with his partner, an actor named Robert Bobby Andrews. That was during a time when homosexuality was a criminal offense in England. Novello actively refused to let homophobia stand in the way of his confidence or his professional ambitions. Here he is in the second of two films he made with the master of suspense, Alfred Hitchcock. From 1927, Downhill. Alfred Hitchcock began directing films in England in the mid-1920s, just 2 years before he made Downhill. It was just the fourth feature-length movie he directed. Years later, Hitchcock looked back on the picture with a critical eye. He especially felt that his use of visual symbolism was a bit too obvious. For example, when Roddy's downward spiral begins, Hitchcock literally shows him descending on an escalator into the London Underground. But Hitchcock did use different storytelling techniques at other points in the film. One example is the sequence when Roddy is having a nightmare. The director chose not to use the more conventional dissolves and blurred shots that show the character was dreaming. As Hitchcock said, he tried to embody the dream in reality. In doing so, Hitchcock made the hallucinations seem all the more real and frightening. That's it from me tonight, but stay with us because Alicia Malone will be here shortly to introduce TCM Imports. I'll be back next Sunday. Until then, I'm Jacqueline Stewart. Thanks for watching.
Next on TCM, My Life as a Dog, then Good Morning, and later, Valley of the Giants. TCM is telling tall tales tonight.